Week number 10 of the NFL season concludes tonight with Philadelphia's visit to Washington. Can the Redskins put aside all the Mike Shanahan-inspired Donovan McNabb controversy and deliver tonight coming off the bye? Or does Philadelphia avenge a 17-12 loss as a 5-point home favorite to these very same Redskins earlier this season? Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Monday video report. Well, this game tonight wrapping up 10 weeks of the regular season in which the underdogs have hands down had a decided edge. Yesterday, the Puppies going 7-4-2 versus the spread. They are now 21 games over 500 so far this season. And I'm telling you again, in my 25 years as a professional handicapper, and even longer that I've been gambling, I have never seen underdogs go on this type of sustained run in the NFL, especially this early in the season. Now, you will have inevitably runs somewhere in the middle part of the season where dogs win 3 out of 4 weeks, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 7, something like that. But starting off the season where the dogs have had a decided advantage 8 of the first 10 weeks of play, no matter what happens in tonight's game, that is really incredible. It's incredibly depressing. That's what it really is. The only thing I can say is if that magical crystal ball of yours is working and you've been able to pick the straight-up winners, you continue to make money. Guys, yesterday the straight-up winners went 10-2-1 against the spread. They are now 113 wins versus just 23 losses and 5 pushes on the year versus the odds makers, 113, 23, and 5. No big surprise, though, because in preseason they cashed in at a 95% clip. Last year, preseason, right through the Super Bowl win by the Saints, they cashed in at an 82% clip. Of course, it was that easy to pick straight-up winners. None of us would be losing money. We'd all be taking down every casino in Vegas, wouldn't we? It just isn't that easy. Yesterday, I once again redefined what the word backdoor means for myself and my customers. And for the second straight time in the NFL, listen, somewhere the gambling gods, I must have pissed them off in the NFL because, Thursday night had Baltimore small play. You saw how that one came down in the final minute of play. Yesterday, I thought the best bet on the board was Indianapolis. Looked real good, despite the fact they had a touchdown called back because of an official ruling, despite the fact they settled for a field goal deep in Cincinnati's territory in the second half when they could have forged on for a touchdown perhaps. Looked good with 2.5 minutes to play, and then bingo, Carson Palmer, touchdown pass, and of course they win by 6, laying 6.5. What are you going to do? The one thing I've always told you, and it is so true, you've got to have short-term memory deficit in this business. You cannot allow losses to affect you, except in one way. How you next wager your next big play. And it all comes down to money management. Now, as you know, I'm still up for the week. Friday night, I cashed in with my first 15-dime release in college basketball with Northwestern, a 19-point road win at Northern Illinois. And Saturday, I came right back with a rare 15-dime play in college football, and Kentucky held on and got the cover at home against Vanderbilt. Yesterday was a 15-dime play on the Colts. My intention was to simply ladder you up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, continue to build that bankroll because I was going to unload tonight with a rare 30-dime play. And as you know, I've had just 5 of those 30-dime plays in the NFL over the past 3 years. Won every single one of them, including my only one this year. Was going to come out with a 30-dime play tonight. However, it would be irresponsible for me, in terms of money management systems, to come out with a 30-dime play tonight coming off the loser yesterday. So the only thing that has changed in my attitude and my approach to the Washington-Philadelphia game is the rating tonight. It is a 15-dime play instead of a 30. 15-dime play. Did I lose one yesterday on the Colts? Absolutely. But those 15-dime plays are still 27, 14, and 2 in the NFL the past 3 years. The same plays that I've won 4 out of 5 in college basketball the past 2 years after Northwestern on Friday. The same play that I've won 6 out of 8 in the NBA over the past 2 years as well. And the same play that was a 15-dime winner on Kentucky in college football on Saturday. That is the only difference in my approach to tonight's game. And again, it's just total irresponsibility if you don't approach the games this way, depending on how your bankroll is. Now, I will also tell you, the key to taking shots, you've got to press the action. The key to taking shots is to have accumulated bankroll. to be playing with somebody else's loot. That's what you've got to do. Once you accumulate that bankroll, you've got to press the action. You've got to take shots, because that's how you expand the bankroll. That's how you make even more money. I mean, look, there's a couple of guys here on this site that have been doing it. Look at Derek Mancini. Saturday came out with his second ever 100-dime play in college football. Delivered, right? South Carolina, the road dog, hammering Florida in the swamp. Mancini, over the last 26 days, is 24-4-1. Over a 26-day period in all sports, he's won 596 dimes. He's up 966 dimes the last, since June, last 4.5, 5 months, after cashing with the Dolphins yesterday. So that's a hot handicapper you ought to look at, because he's continually taking shots. How about Craig Davis? Yesterday, 100-dime winner, number 5 in a row in the NFL, Tampa Bay over Carolina. Craig, now 9-2. The last 5 days, 296 dimes of profit. He's got a 40-dime winner, number 2 in a row tonight. And then you've got Steven Nover. Yesterday, cashing in for only the 7th time in his career. He had a 100-dime play in the NFL. He won again on the New York Jets. That is 4 straight NFL 100-dime winners, including 3 consecutive Sundays. And Steven tonight has another 100-dime play. Again, he's using the power of money. He's winning. He's going for the jugular tonight. And that's the way you take chances. And he's got a 100-dime play tonight. Only the 8th of his career ever in the NFL. And this is a guy who has won 16 of 17 seasons in the NFL. Now, there's the other side. There's a guy that's Chuck O'Brien. For weeks, I've told you how Chuck has been red hot. Chuck has now suddenly lost 3 straight NFL plays. That means on the year, he's now 19-7-1 with his NFL sides, and still up 275 dimes after losing his attempt for a 6th straight 75-dime winner on the Kansas City Chiefs. Went up in flames yesterday as the Broncos demolished them. But still, you've got the yin and the yang. As long as you've got the bankroll, you can definitely take shots, and that's how you expand that bankroll. Now, let's get to tonight's game. Washington coming off a bye, 2-2 straight up at home, wins at home against Dallas and Green Bay. 3-point losses at home to Houston in overtime and to the Indianapolis Colts. Problem with the Redskins, their defense, number 31 in the league coming into the weekend against the pass, allowing 64% completions, 281 yards per game. Number 18 coming into the weekend against the run, but it's a deceiving number because they're giving up a very healthy 4.6 yards per carry to opposing running backs, and they're number 31 in the league overall in terms of yards allowed entering the weekend with a yield of 393 yards a game. That's why they've been outgained in every single game this season. With all that being said, you would think Washington would lose tonight. But keep this in mind. They went to Philadelphia as a 5-point road dog and won outright 17-12 earlier this season, knocking out Michael Vick with a rib injury in that game as well. As for the Eagles, held on for a 26-24 win at home against Indianapolis last Sunday. Up 10-0 early in the game, found themselves down by a point in the third quarter. Still came back and won the game. Won last year at Washington 27-17, and Andy Reid has been money in the bank over the years in road revenge, 31-15 ATS. Also, Monday nights on the road in division play, Reid's Eagles 6-0 against the spread. But this is a team that's lost its last road game to Tennessee, 37-19, blowing a second-half lead. Barely got by a bad 49ers team in San Francisco by 3. Barely got by a bad Detroit team on the road by 3. Only convincing road win over injury-riddled Jacksonville at the time, 28-3. Monday Night Dogs have certainly been to play, 5-3-1 this year, 12-7-1 the last 20 games. So tonight, as I said, I have a 15-dime play on the side. Those other guys I told you about as well. For your total last Monday, I gave you Cincinnati and Pittsburgh over. This total tonight sitting between 42.5 and 43 points. I think it goes over, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 47, 48 points to be scored in this game. Overs have been the way to go in the NFL. 10 out of 13 games so far this week have gone over. 19 out of 25 games the past 2 weeks have gone over. The past 8 weeks, the overs are 26 games over, no pun intended, 500 versus the unders, 68 and 42 the last 8 weeks. Monday night totals, 25 of the last 42 the past 3 years have gone over the total. I like this one over. Good luck, everybody. I'll catch you again on Tuesday.